Hello everybody, welcome back to Ryan's Guitar Shop. Today we're going to talk about the forScore app. This is something that I don't use regularly, and so I was just using it for my concert rehearsals the last week or two, and I thought, you know what, I've never done a video of this. It's probably the app I've actually had the longest, and so let's go ahead and take an in-depth look at this. So I've been using this app for a long time, almost since the invention of the iPad. I was looking for a way to condense all of my performance songs into a smaller binder or a smaller way to transport them. Now I don't perform a whole lot, but when I do, I have this big binder here that you can see. I've had it forever. Now it is a heavier binder. I could get some weight off of it if I bought a smaller one or not so heavy duty, but because I was using it a lot for a while in college, so I wanted a nice tough one that was going to last a while. But I have all my performance music and page protectors, and because I'm a horrible memorizer, almost everything that I've learned or I would play in a gig would be in this binder. So it was pretty heavy and bulky to lug around. So when the iPad came around and I learned I could put PDFs on it, I thought, oh, let's see if we can find something to replace this with. So I honestly don't remember what was available at the time. I think Adobe had the PDF reader just barely in its infancy, and I wanted something a little bit more that was designed for music. Wasn't really finding anything, but I came across this forScore. Now I don't remember if I paid or what I paid. Now it's $19.99 for a lifetime purchase. You get all the upgrades and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if I had paid that much back then, and if I did, it was well worth it. And if that's what it is now, I would definitely pay it all over again to do it from there. So as you can see from some of these other pictures here, I ended up not using it because at the time the iPad was pretty small, and this iPad that I have here is fairly small. I know they have iPad Pros now that are much bigger, and maybe that would change my mind if I had one of those, but I haven't really felt like I needed to upgrade to that massive screen size yet. The other thing is a lot of my music was 2 pages long, and of course in a 3-ring binder I could have both pages open and not have to switch. And at the time I was looking like, well, I'm not really want to stop my playing and switch. We're not really designed with that like piano players can do. And I know that I'd found that there was a Bluetooth switch that you could use for your foot, but at the time I really didn't want to invest in that. So I kind of put it off to the side for a while, but then I realized what I could use it for is my concert music. When I'm conducting my middle school kids for their concert, for festivals or whatever, I could put every thing that they needed for their concert in that, and I didn't have to reprint off music, because that's what I was doing is I'd reprint it off, put it in a binder, put it in order and everything like that. So I thought, let's give this a try, and I've been pretty much using it ever since. Now the smaller size for conducting is not a big deal because I'm not really playing every note. All I need is a general idea of where we're at for conducting purposes. So for that, it works out just great. And again, I can travel with it, and I'm traveling with it more for festivals than I do with my own performances, so that works out very well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the app does. We're going to open it up. It's this forScore right above my name. So what we have here is we have a song Apache, a guitar trio that I've been working on, so it automatically will open up to my latest song. And so if I touch here in the middle, it will go ahead and open up the menu at the top. Let's go through the various things. On the left-hand side, we have all of the songs that I've imported to the app. And with the little I button, you can press on that, and you can add quite a few details about the song. I mostly will just add the 3 dots for intermediate, beginning, or advanced, and then I'll put the key in there so I can see that really quickly. And to be honest, I know these songs well enough at this point. I pretty much know which level they're going to play, but it's a nice little feature. But they're all listed alphabetically, and I can go from there. And I could sort it by difficulty key. You can see some of the things from there. Now, the next one is this bookmark. I've never really used that, so I guess that's just to probably bookmark some songs. I prefer just to use the set list. So the nice thing about the set list is I can edit it. I can put it in any order that I want, of course. I can add any song from my previous library. I can just add it and go from there. But the nice thing about putting it in the set list is, you can see, let's go back to that real quick, Apache, First Noel, and British Grenadiers. So when I flip through the concert, I can just tap with the right, and it'll flip through. When it's done with Apache, then First Noel automatically opens, and British Grenadiers. So obviously I'm not having to search through my entire library for each song as we're doing the concert. It's just right there, ready to go. All right, so next we have the search key. Just press that and you can search for any song. You can do it alphabetically in the list we saw before. I've never really used that. It does have a metronome. I've never really used this again for practicing, but it's there if you need it. There is a tuner for guitar if you need it as well, or pitch for singing. Now this, on the right hand side, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do with this. The one that I do use is the annotate tool. I can select the annotate and I can put in any of these music symbols, which are nice. So with the Apache that you saw before, let's close this out. Don't save anything. With the Apache, the forte, the mezzo forte that you see there, where it's annotated from there, I usually annotate my music directly into the score. I usually don't keep it personally or permanently put on there from Finale, because I do change it from year to year. Not every year we perform it the exact same. So I do change this. This is what we're going to be able to do this year. The pizzicato that you see, I was able to add the text from the annotations. You can just go in and draw on it. And if you have the Apple Pen or stylus, you can circle measures if you need to. You can see now the pizzicato is has these circles on it. I can move it around as I need to and do different things. I can trash everything. I can do a whole bunch of annotating that I want to or need to from there. Okay, so oops, let's go back here. The links. The links is a great little tool. Oh, it wants me to add new links. So what we're going to do is let's add a link to a song. Now what this is not web links. This is links to parts within the song. So here's a song we have, Dragon Hunter. So all the way at the end, we have a DSL coda, which I want to need to go back to measure 4. Now it was a couple pages deep into there. So instead of flipping it real fast with my finger, I can touch the circle and it will jump me right back to measure 4. I've linked those two measures together. We keep playing, and then there's a coda section. So I have this in the coda. If I press that, it'll automatically jump me to the coda section. So that's a really nice feature. I don't know how that would work with a foot pedal, if it would even at all, to be honest, but that's one I use. The buttons, rearrange, crop, share, I have not needed to do any of these. Now how I add scores is through the services cloud key. And I've already linked it to my Dropbox account, because I've been using Dropbox way before I ever had a Google Drive, and it still looks like it's not accessed through Google Drive. So this is one way that I go ahead and access or add scores. So here's my Dropbox. I have this guitar folder, and then under there I have guitar ensembles, and I have all my ensembles listed by advance and a few just random, so I can just hit which one I need. And since I've already added that one, I can override it or skip it if it's obviously not a new one. Let's go ahead with this. Let's skip then. Okay. So that's how I add everything, is through Dropbox. You might have to do some different ways for that. Scanning would probably be okay, but it probably wouldn't look very good. Templates, you can actually add brand new music. I don't know why that would seem very tedious to be able to do that. There's piano, record, cue. I've never used any of these. Dashboard. This just shows what I've used, I guess. I don't know why I do that. I just found out this sync button is here. I've never really noticed this before, or never really needed it, to be honest. But as I was researching the price on this, I realized that I could download this to my iMac. I don't know if I would ever need it. I guess if I was doing a lot of annotation, maybe a lot of typing, it's not a bad seat feature. So I synced it with iCloud, and it brought up everything on my Mac just fine. And then, of course, we've got settings. You can do all sorts of different things with the settings. How things look when you flip pages and how you do it. You can even see it'll do like split the page in half. You can kind of see the previous page. I felt that was a little confusing, but yeah, so that's basics of the app. Like again, you might see there's new tabs. You can add different tabs. I don't know why you need that. Again, with set lists, you can just basically do everything, I think, with set lists. Maybe if you just need 2 pieces. So there's maybe a few things that I'm not taking advantage of, but for what I'm doing and the money, if and when I did pay $20, I'm pretty sure I paid something. I'm sure it wasn't free back in the day. It's definitely well worth the price to me, and I definitely repay that over again to be able to use this app how I've been using it. So yeah, just a great little tool to use. I don't know how it may fit in your personal use or maybe your teaching use, but hopefully that gives you an idea of how it works and if this is something you're worth spending your own money on. And as always, thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.